Why do you worry? What do you worry about more than anything else? What's the thing that had you up at 3:30 this morning and your mind started spinning? Because this is what happens. Your mind starts spinning. Some of us get up to use the bathroom, and then we never quite make it back to a rested state because our bladders and our brains are both under demon possession. and so both of them are too full. And so we wake up in the middle of the night, and here we are, and this is how it happens for me. My mind just starts spinning. And the way that it's constructed in the original language, I've studied this passage quite a bit. I've come back to it several times in preaching, is that it says, do not worry, that's the command, or take no thought. That's literal. Take no thought. Think about that. He's saying a thought that presents itself to you can start you spinning in a direction if you take it. But it can't start you spinning if you don't hold on to it. I preached a whole message one time called Hold That Thought. Hold that thought. And you get a hold of a thought and you let it take you somewhere, but where you take that thought, eventually you find out it takes you somewhere. And for me, a lot of times I end up in this spin cycle. Do you know what I'm talking about? Talk to me. This spin cycle of stress. I've noticed this about worry. Worry is circular. Worry is going round and round. It's not being concerned about something. That's not what Jesus means by don't worry. This isn't Jesus' Bob Marley moment, because I was reading it like, look at the birds. It almost sounds like Jesus is telling me not to pay my bills, just look at the birds. Look at the birds and the flowers. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't God good? Isn't he just the best? Don't you just love Jesus and his muchness? So it's not what he's saying. You want me to be like a bird, Lord? No, I want you to observe the birds. I want you to consider what they know that you don't. And maybe what they know that you don't is because they live where you don't at a higher altitude. Observe the birds. If I could title this message something other than reverse your worry, I'd call it look up. Because in order to consider the birds, you got to stop looking all around you to make sense of your life, Because as long as you look around you, you spin around and around and around and around. But when you break the cycle and consider that there is a God above you who has gone before you, who lives within you, who is always for you, and that you are spoken for and known and named and called and chosen and set apart. You see your life at a different level. Can I preach a little bit? Because I've been doing this a lot. It's funny that I just finished a whole series about anxiety called Triggered. And here we are back in this same idea, still spinning. It's still spinning. Worry is like this. It's around and around and around. But notice one thing about all my spinning, other than the fact that some of y'all are getting dizzy just watching me do this. Imagine how it feels to actually do it. Imagine how it feels for me actually doing it. Well, this is what it feels like when you're spinning, lots of motion, but I keep ending up right where I started. I'm right back here, only now I can't see straight. Now that's what it's like to toss and turn over stuff you can't control. Because after you've spent all night spinning, all day spinning in your head, and what if it starts with the most innocent thought. It's not the devil's been at this a long time, sweetie. He's not gonna give you a bad thought. He's gonna try to give you an innocent thought and get you to take it in the wrong direction. A scenario that on the surface doesn't seem that bad, but it's the way you spin it. It's like Fox News and CNN. It's one story they're telling, but it's spin in different ways. And it's how you spin it that determines how you see it. I am preaching Matthew chapter 6 like it's my last time today. Because when you get in that spin cycle, it's just around and around and around and around, and it doesn't make any difference. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not working on it. I'm not making progress anywhere. And the devil gets me so dizzy that now by the time that I'm facing my real life challenges, I don't have the equilibrium to apply the effort in the direction that would create a result. Because I'm so dizzy, I can't find my balance, and now I don't know who to trust. I don't know what to do. Whoa, hang on, I need a minute. I've been spinning. By the way, that's why it takes you a few minutes when you get to church to get your heart in the right place, for the caffeine to kick in, and for you to stop spinning. Jesus said, look up at the birds, and then look at the flowers. The flowers? So you want me to look up? You want me to look down? I want you to look both. And notice something that the flowers don't do that your mind has been doing lately. He said, when you look at the flowers, notice how they do not labor or, give me the verse, please, 28. They do not labor or, and yet, your Father, they don't spin, they don't sow, the birds don't store away, the flowers don't spin, yet look how God does that on that level. And if he made you in his image, what makes you think that you have to spin out in these cycles? These tormenting cycles, these confusing cycles where you start thinking, oh my God, my kid needs braces, and it's the littlest things, isn't it? It's the littlest things that get you spinning. Your kid's only 2 years old, but my kid's gonna need braces because the first tooth grew in kind of crooked, and now you're looking at one crooked tooth, and your 2-year-old's got one little crooked tooth growing in. Oh my God, they're gonna need braces, and braces with inflation is gonna cost $473,000, and I won't have any money to send them in college, so they're only gonna have to resort to gang violence, and then my child's gonna wind up in prison, and I'm gonna visit now you're in prison, your kid is 2. And your kid's still 2. And you didn't keep them out of prison, and they're still gonna need braces. So you've been going around and around and around in circles. But God said today is your day to stop spinning. If your mind has been doing this, I came to preach to you, and the presence of the Lord is in this place, and your Father knows what you need, so stop spinning. Stop worrying about what God is already working on, and just worship him. Come on, take 15 seconds. I know you can't do it all the time, but you're in the right place today. Let's give him praise and honor and glory that our needs are met, for his name is great. That's all worship is, Worship is worry in reverse. See, worry is when I start with my situation and then I spin round and 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 round. But God said, stop spinning. And instead of starting your meditation with your situation, start with your source. When you know who your Father is, it sends you spinning in a different direction. Come on. I know who he is. I know what he's done. And I know what he's gonna do. Stop spinning. Find 7 people, tell them stop spinning. Hey, Hey, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a single video or live stream, and share this video with a friend. And don't forget, you can join me live every Sunday. Thanks again for watching.